All right, now that the court has risen.
Now court is ready. Court is ready.
Okay,
to
court
serve
is
it.
ready.
Court is ready now.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So,
Good morning, Captain.
good morning, Lily. How are you?
I'm good.
Today is Thursday.
Yes.
I'm born on a Thursday, so I'm a Thursday
Ah,
born.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Brian in the mix.
I know.
You're a Wednesday born, right?
No, funny enough, maybe you see. So, I read a lot about zodiac signs, and it says that Wednesdays are, what'd you say, lucky days for Geminis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
I see.
But I'm a Friday born.
Yeah, Friday born.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, and we like your day, Friday.
Oh, I love Fridays.
Yeah,
and Fridays, I don't like to be provoked.
Yeah.
Or prior to Fridays, I don't like to be provoked.
It's good to stay.
Very often prior to the Friday, I get into a different element. I don't know why, but I actually observed it over the period. So I
think
try
probably
to,
because you think that Friday is the day that you identify yourself with Friday more.
So I don't like it when somebody angers me. Because when you do, it actually unleashes the dragon in me prior to the Friday.
The limo will come out.
The limo will come out, yeah. So
Yes.
I don't like it when anything alters my day prior to Friday. So
I want to ask you this question. What is the difficult moment you have ever faced in your life?
I faced a lot of difficult moments, but one of them is probably letting go a job that I love so much.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the difficult things in my life, that I've always had to do. Yeah. It's not a pleasant thing. When you've made family, you've made friends, you've made foes,
and
lots
then you
of
had to let
we,
it go.
we always make a lot of enemies, but in the end, it's on the job.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to make waves. This morning, we'll be telling you a story, and it's not too...
another difficult moment was knowing that I'm not going to see my father anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really
that was the most difficult
difficult
moment of my adult life.
I'm sure that it is for everybody. Once you lose somebody very close to you, I mean, you can be in your room, your corners. I remember sometimes you lose people, and then when you see people, you pretend to be okay.
Yeah.
But when you are alone somewhere, you rather share a lot of tears and all that. So we'll be telling you a story. So today's call today, we are bringing you a story where a widow is going through a lot. In fact, a month or two after the death of the husband, then you have your house being raised down.
Really?
When you have not even buried your husband yet. And
that's it?
So these are scenes at this somewhere I drink, and also one Theophilus Thego is being accused of masterminding the demolition of the structures that you see, and this one has to do with the outcome of he claims that he's obtained a court judgment, and the judgment is asking him to take possession. So he stormed the area with some armed men in police uniform. As to whether they are real police officers or not, it is yet to be uncovered. And some of the things that you see on your screen, bulldozers, and in fact, this is the inside of a clinic that they also ransacked, allegedly took away virtually everything in there. You see where the folders are supposed to be and all that. And so this is some of the walls that they have demolished in the area. And so we'll be speaking to the widow of one Dr. Prempeh. In fact, he was a lecturer, an astute lecturer at the Ghana Medical School, and he's taught for so many years. He's also a doctor, and then he's put out a facility, and just when he passed on, the family, the wife, has to suffer situations like that. And he's been speaking to me in relation to what he has to go through, what the whole issue is about. Let's listen to Mrs. Faustina Prempeh, the widow in the center of this one, how she has to deal with the trauma associated with this.
Yes, that boy, Mohammed, I don't even know how to thank him. I don't know anyway. The day they came, he came with them. He said, Mommy, I removed the things. I was with them because they told us that we have to go and take some things out. He did not understand why. It was later when he get to know. He's always coming to me every day. Anytime he sees me here, you come to me. Even when they climbed my wall, and they were putting up the wall, it was he that took the pictures and sent the pictures to me and made me to know that there was something happening in the house. That is why we took the petition to the property fraud. Up to now, nobody has told us anything.
If the president and the IGP are hearing you now, what message do you have for them?
Yes, message I'm telling the IGP and the president is, I'm a widower. So please, whatever that is due us, we should have our house in peace. We don't want any problems in this house. My husband bought the land, and even that way, he was putting up a clinic. It was there the sister died. And we had just come here for about less than 3 months. The sister died in May. So he stopped what he was doing and said, "Oh, the children are there. When they grow, they will come and continue." And that's why he left. There's pillars, there's foundation, everything on that land. But still, this guy that had only 0.62 that he took to the court wants to have this house, have that land. Is it possible? How can people be like that? Me, all what I'm saying, they should let the Lord take his place. And whatever things that he has spoiled, he should come and pay us and give us our money and our substance back. And then apart from that, the pain, the embarrassment and all that he has done to us, he should go back to this media and go and apologize to the whole country for everybody to know that whatever he did was wrong. Even any punishment, they should give it to him. Because I'm not God that is going to give punishment. It's the Lord that will take his own course. So me, I'm not saying anything. All what I have to say is I thank God that I have lived to see this day. Even my children are not around. But God has given me the energy, the power, and the strength even to stand all these problems, to enable me even to tell you what actually happened in the house. It was just an eyesore. All our things were outside. And everybody that was passing would just thought they look at us. As if my husband went and borrowed money from somebody he has not paid. And because of that, I cannot just understand what was going on people's minds. But he was a very private person, quiet, innocent looking person, hardworking.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's the widow,
Mrs. Faustina Prempeh. And in fact, you can see clearly at the point in time she made the point that in her own house, she's been evicted like a squatter. And you can understand how painful that will be in relation to that. And these whole activities, the Church of Pentecost, New Jerusalem Assembly around GHOne, it's also not spared. So we're told that sometimes you have land guards in the church asking church members for money, and at some point in time, church members are scared of their life and they could not even come to court. So virtually the church members are running away. Let's go and hear from the presiding elder, Mr. Samuel Ejiri of Jerusalem Assembly, the Church of Pentecost.
Giving this land, we never knew there was any litigation going on all this year. If anything in law, we should have been a bona fide purchaser for value without notice, because we didn't know of any litigation. We were not served, nothing. You just come in one day and you start to pull out our things and you want to demolish our building. I believe the courts even don't entertain surprises. And we as a church and a society will not also entertain surprises. We are taking up the legal means, we are taking up the criminal means, but the Nungwas too, that he was claiming that the Nungwas too has mandated him to do that. Thank be to God, the Nungwas too is solidly behind the Church of Pentecost, that they have no litigation and they cannot litigate with the Church of Pentecost. They have alienated the land to us and we are rightful owners. So now we don't actually know where the issue is, but we are believing in the courts. The authorities and the structures of the church, from our area head to the national to our district pastor, they are all behind us, and we are expecting that the system will work and justice will be served the church. So that is what we have.
Yes, so the Church of Pentecost is not spared. Maybe they will have to pray and then unleash the powers of...
But where did the Church of Pentecost buy the land from?
So all of them claim, or they are making the point that the Nungwas too, it's where they bought the land from, of course. And so we've also been seeking some reaction from the Nungwas too. And also here, let's hear from Reverend Dr. J.C. Ankra, who is the administrator of the office of the Babu Uloma, what he has to say in relation to this whole matter.
The Nungwa stool has firmly disassociated itself from Mr. Tego's illegal activities. They remain resolute that they have not authorized any demolition or granted any land to him. The stool condemns these actions and states that any claims by Mr. Tego are fraudulent. The Bobulo Moshiche of Nungwa, upon becoming aware of the illegal claims meted out by Theophilus Tego, caused his lawyers to write to the registrar of the High Court, Land Division, categorically denying Theophilus Tego's claim to the lands he has unlawfully appropriated. A spokesperson for the Nungwa stool stated that the stool was deeply concerned about the unlawful actions taken by Mr. Tego and that it has no connection with his claims, and it will support all legal efforts to hold him accountable. The Nungwa stool urges the relevant authorities to investigate these unlawful activities thoroughly. They seek justice and the prosecution of all individuals involved, including the police officers who were tasked by Mr. Tego in the fraudulent appropriation of these lands. Local residents have also expressed their outrage and frustration over the lack of intervention by the authorities. Many have called for a more robust response to prevent such incidents from occurring in the near future. The Nungwa stool remains committed to protecting their ancestral lands and ensuring that justice is served. They call on the public and relevant authorities to support their cause and prevent further illegal activities by the said Tego and his accomplices. This is issued by the Nungwa stool.
Yes, so from the horse's own mouth, the Nungwa stool is, as it were, associating itself with that particular activities by the said Theophilus Tego. We'll be looking for him for a response to why he has to lead this whole exercise. In fact, the issues relation to land has become a thorny issue, especially even within the judiciary. At last point in time, when the Chief Justice was giving us statistics about how the cases in court, you could see clearly that land litigation, disputes over land are flooding the various courts. And he's calling for a national consensus, a national engagement to be able to deal with situations like that. Investor issues. And so because of this issue, you don't even have people come to the country to come and invest. Because you buy one land and you know definitely that tomorrow when you start developing the land, another person will rise and say, that land is mine. And so the little you spend on buying the land, you end up spending much more to be able to fight or protect the land, because you have to litigate one person, the other. So issues relating to land, sometimes buildings are like we saw in the case of Mrs. Faustina Prempeh, and then the manner in which they have to battle with all these things. But of course, I think that those in charge have to sit up, everybody who matters in this situation, so that in fact they're asking the IGP and the president to intervene so that the law will take its course. And we hope that they will take note of this and then make sure that the family, in fact, to make the point that my husband is down, at the point that she's not even buried him, she has to go through all this situation. It's not a pleasant experience for anyone, and that should not be visited on anybody.
That's quite sad. Yes. But what's coming up today?
Yes, so the courts are on vacation, but the circuit and the district court are still sitting in the vacation court. And what is interesting about the high court that are sitting as vacation court, most of the sittings are virtual. So Lily, you can just sit here and the studio here and join whatever court that you want to join and participate and proceed. Once you visit the judicial website, all the courts that are sitting they have them listed,
okay,
and the processes that you have to follow. But today, you notice that sometimes when people are arrested in relation to drugs and other issues, and then they are found culpable and they convict them and sentence them, sometimes they seize. In fact, they seize these drugs. Today, we are having the opportunity to see some of these drugs being destroyed by way of being set ablaze on fire. So from the circuit court today, we'll have the experience of visiting that and seeing that experience. The number
we hope they will not be swapped.
Well, that's another issue.
This is Ghana
so that
anyway,
you see a cocaine, and then before you realize it turns to powder. We've had that story being told so many times. So today we'll be there to see how it will be carried from the court to the place where it will be destroyed. Our cameras will follow that, and tomorrow we'll bring to you whatever will happen in relation to that, and all that will be happening in court as far as the vacation is concerned.
Okay. Thank you very much, Captain. As always, it's a pleasure having you. That's it for court today.